Now, Chris, we're going to move on to the game in Oxford, Mississippi. I can't believe I'm saying that. Ole Miss hosting Tulane. The line has Ole Miss as a 17.5 point favorite. Over under is at 56.5. So, yeah, Chris, this is Ole Miss's first appearance in the college football playoff, just like A&M. What are your thoughts about this game? Who you got? I know a lot of people have been talking about Tulane not having a chance. I'll say my piece, but what are your thoughts?
Things will have to break Tulane's way, I feel like, for them to legitimately have a chance. Now, there are some question marks. Lane Kiffin's gone. New play caller. And we know Lane Kiffin. Lane be dialing it up, man. Say what you want about Lane Kiffin. When it comes to calling plays, managing a football game, knowing when to do this, when to press the buttons, 9 times out of 10, he presses the right button. He have his mishaps, the get your popcorn ready game. Yes. But when we look at all the other games that he's been calling plays for Ole Miss, and then we talk about his time in Alabama too, like, he really was great at dialing it up. Is great at dialing it up. I don't think losing Lane will come back to bite Ole Miss in this one per se. Tulane, they had their own distractions too. John Sumrall has handled his exit gracefully at Tulane. As he's done the anti-kid. He's handled his acceptance of another job as well as a coach can, and it's been the two schools have been working Tulane and Sumrall have been working hand in hand and making this bad boy work and finishing this thing off the right way together. I think Tulane will come in juiced up. They will give it a great go. I just think Ole Miss just has much more talent. We've seen Ole Miss dominate Tulane. And I think Ole Miss will do so again in this one. I think it's going to get ugly. Respect to Tulane for the season that they have had. They have good players. It's a very well-coached team. And I would enjoy this game if it is a close game. But I don't think it will be. Even if it's maybe close in the first quarter, I think as the game continues, I think Ole Miss will put it on them. And honestly, I think they'll put it on them to start the game. I see this one being 45-17, Kory. I think Ole Miss dogs Tulane out, and Coach Sumrall can go ahead and get them Gator boys ready and do his thing over in Gainesville.
Well said. Well, my thoughts about it, Chris, is I think what we saw, because these two played against each other earlier in the season, and Ole Miss put a beat down on Tulane. Could they do it again? Yeah, it very well could happen. I think you do have to factor a little bit of Lane Kiffin. It's not the head coach there. That voice isn't walking around on the sidelines anymore. Does that matter ultimately in this ball game?
Charlie Weiss Jr. is calling the plays.
Yes, and look, some people have mentioned. Shout out to Stephen Willis from Locked On Ole Miss. He talked about it. I was listening a few days ago about Charlie Weiss Jr. He was the head honcho in charge practically of that offense. A lot of what you saw was his doing and speeding up that offense. A lot of that was him. The whole philosophy of how that offense is ran is through Charlie Weiss Jr. So we should be on the lookout of seeing that being presented in this ball game this weekend. So there were times that Lane did make some calls on certain big plays. And look, Lane, we know Lane is all about making the big plays. We've seen that from him time and time again. Yeah, that would definitely be going. But ultimately, I think Charlie Weiss Jr. He's going to be trying to coach the job of his life in this game and going forward into the playoffs, depending on how far they make it in. So, yeah, I think Ole Miss is potentially going to win this game. Give me Ole Miss to win. I'd say 45-21. I do think Tulane will make it interesting, but ultimately, I think Ole Miss will come out on top of this one. I think there's so much talent out there that's wanting to make a statement, and a lot of these guys stayed for this moment. So, give me the Rebels to win this game big in Oxford.
Yeah, this is a big game for those guys, man. So I think they'll go out there and do their thing. And it's not no disrespect to Tulane, man. It's just I don't see no Boise State, Oklahoma in this one. No 2007 Fiesta Bowl vibes. I don't see that kind of game playing out. I don't see the Urban Meyer Utah days where Utah all of a sudden, is whooping up on teams they ain't got no business beating. I don't see that playing out. Ole Miss has too much firepower. I saw Ole Miss develop a game plan where they said we are not throwing to this one DB, and still torched Mississippi State. Just going to the other side of the field. Like they know what they are doing there. You know what I'm saying? Like they truly, despite Lane Kiffin being gone, I think that's a very good offensive coaching staff. So yeah, I expect them to put on the show, honestly. So give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, it should be a great day for the folks there in Oxford. You're already taken down Tulane once. Why not do it again? Go for dose. So yeah, man, we will see what happens this weekend in